I have another budget keyboard here. It's the Madlions Mad60he. Someone in my comment section was asking for me to review this. I did research before buying it, and I quickly realized I would be buying a quote-unquote Wooting clone. A lot of the keyboards I review on this channel, I compare them to the Wooting, and they are kind of trying to clone the main feature of a Wooting, which is the Hall effect magnetic switch, and all of the customizations of actuation points, travel, and all of that. There's something a bit special about this keyboard. It's the fact that it's a pretty shameless one-to-one Wooting clone. Compared it to my Wooting, immediately I could tell that this one was just a little bit lower quality and it was a little bit lighter in the hand. The thing is that this is modeled after the V1, but it actually has a higher pulling rate, which is 8,000. Technically should be a bit superior to the Wooting in terms of raw performance. With the software on these cheap keyboards, there's always something to be desired. With this one, it's the fact that it's definitely a Chinese to English translation and I can't update it because I'm really confused about what to select. I can't tell which keyboard is which. They have everything on the website and it doesn't auto detect this keyboard, so I have to know the Chinese symbols for what this keyboard is. I would be careful because what if you brick your keyboard trying to update it by putting the wrong file? So don't do that, and it works fine without it. Now, some people do complain online that the RGB is bad on this. I don't think that's the case. On this one, the RGB is very bright, brighter than actually most budget keyboards that I've reviewed on this channel, and it looks really crisp and solid. So now the keycaps and the switches feel great. It's a bit of a heavier actuation than my Wooting and a bit of a heavier actuation than my Mini60he and my Win60he by Aula. In game, this was great. It just felt like your run-of-the-mill HE keyboard, better than average for sure. You are paying $50 for this keyboard, which is more than the Mini60he. Now, I do think that is because it's such a shameless Wooting clone that was kind of like their justification, that they put so much money into making this a clone that they had to charge more. And I guess the aesthetics are really nice. You have this nice strap. If you're into the tiger eyes, then you'll like it. If you're not, then you might want to go for something else. I've slid all the settings to their absolute lowest tolerance, maximum performance that I could possibly do, and this keyboard worked without any hiccups, so it passes that test. What I really don't like is when keyboards allow you to set the actuation points really low, but then they perform like garbage. Think back to the Win60he by Aula. Ideally, this keyboard should be better than everything I've tested if it's going to try to justify the $50 price. In my opinion and in my experience, I think the Mini60he edges out this keyboard, and it's probably due to personal preference. I personally like the keycap shape on the Mini60he better than this one, and I also like the switches better on the Mini60he. I believe that they require less force to push down and it just feels faster. This feels like they just overcompensated on having maybe slightly lower quality switches by having it so hard to press so that you don't really like accidentally actuate them. On a keyboard, it's always a good sign that the electronics and the hardware is really good if the switches are really easy to press and it still doesn't stick or do anything weird. I don't really have anything bad to say about this keyboard. Now, you could be just paying the extra money just for the aesthetic or for it being like a Wooting clone, or maybe you like your Wooting and you want something that's really similar and familiar. Just off of that, I would say this is a pretty good deal. If this is the shape you're looking for, if you like these dimensions, you like this design, and you kind of want that feeling of having something that's really, really close to a Wooting, but not actually a Wooting, this is the keyboard for you. Now, if you want something with just a little bit more performance, wireless, and overall a better feel, in my opinion, I would go with the Aula Mini60he. Again, it's just all up to preference. This has the front-facing legend just like the Mini60he, so that's a parallel that I can draw. Overall, guys, I don't mind this keyboard at all. I played a few games with it and I did great in my 25K Premier lobbies. Again, with these keyboards in this price range, it's just really difficult to tell that anything is different for me. I just get used to it so quickly. The thing I'm looking for when I review these keyboards is something that's sticking out like a sore thumb, or something that's preventing me from playing like I'm able to play on any other keyboard. This one has none of those feelings. It feels pretty premium. The quality is nice. It could be a little bit heftier in my opinion. Maybe they could have put more material under the PCB or over the PCB to kind of like dampen things and make it a little heftier. But overall, I have no complaints with this keyboard, other than the fact that it came bent in shipping and I had to press on it like very heavily and very hard on the corners to get it to kind of like flatten out. Usually $20 keyboards, $20 to $25 keyboards come with that issue. So I'm surprised that it's occurring on a $50 keyboard. I was able to mitigate it by pushing on the corners. Now, is that a sign that maybe the quality isn't the greatest and isn't as sturdy as the competitors? I would actually say yes. This thing doesn't quite have the same quality as a Wooting or the Owlas, but in my opinion, I think the finish is better than the Owla. It just doesn't translate to performance and feel in game. I don't know how to describe it. Just looking at it, feeling it in my hands like this right now, it evokes a better feeling than any Owla keyboard that's budget, that's not 68 Hero, for example, which is like in its own league. When it comes to playing in game, the switch feeling is very important. The keycap feeling is very important. I just feel like the angles of the keycaps and the way that the switches feel, it just benefits the Mini 60he by Owla. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I have another budget keyboard and a very cool TMR keyboard that I'll be reviewing soon. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those videos. Drop a comment below on something that you want me to review, and leave a like and turn on the notification bell so you can see when my videos come out. So yeah, guys, peace.